Okay, 2 minutes in. Sorry. Okay, we pause it. Alright, as German. Good morning, but 2 minutes of walking done. Now we walk at 5 speed. So basically, we're kind of preparing for the running phase again sooner or later because the joints definitely are healed to a degree. So today we go test out. We're gonna simulate running, but just fast walking instead. So around 2 to 3 minutes of slow walking to warm up. Drink like that much water, and then we just start running. Well, technically, we're not running, but yeah, breathe with our nose only and stuff. But yeah, so even walking at 5 speed, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to really talk at the same time. It's nowhere near compared to walking at 3 speed or 2 speed, where we can actually talk on a treadmill. We're literally back to silence because I have to breathe. Okay, one thing I completely forgot is that we really need to like figure out a way to do something while we do this. Because when I can't talk and I'm bored out of my goddamn mind. I remember that was one of the problems besides the ankles and stuff. One of the main problems when I was running was that it was literally so boring. Like there was literally nothing to do except just can't sleep, can't think of anything. We're going 5.5 now, which is basically half of what 11 is. A big bowl of muesli sounds really nice right now. Well, not now, but like later. Not gonna lie, as much as I talk about how rice is super like inefficient, it is filling. Muesli really doesn't fill you up, but it's nice because it allows me to train the calisthenics a lot earlier. That's what I noticed about it. So what I've noticed is that with rice, after we get bloated on rice, right? We are literally disabled for a lot longer, for a lot more hours, right? But I think the rice stays in our body quite long. The rice stays in our body for like 1 to 2 days, right? But the muesli, pretty sure gets digested really fast, and it weighs very little, and that allows us to do the calisthenics like significantly faster. So muesli still to go technically, actually yeah, but also at the same time, I wouldn't mind rice again. Maybe because the simplicity of white rice is chillin', and also the simplicity of just muesli as well is really nice. I like both. Both are fine. I better speak, but if I had no muesli, I would. Sorry, what am I saying? I'm walking fast. If I if I had to choose, I would stick with muesli still. Muesli still overall just the most efficient one. But perhaps it's just because sometimes white rice is chill. But then if you have white rice all the time, then it's gonna suck. So it really is just random. What the hell? On the TV, it's just people kissing it. You know what's interesting though? Okay, when we dive into the ecosystem of looks, white women or just white people. No, okay, that's tribalism. No, no, it's pattern recognition, but majority of non-Asian humans age a lot faster and they look different. But again, it is what it is, and that's only when you consider the ecosystem of looks, like an elder woman Asian. You don't even know if they're actually that old or not. It's crazy. But then when it comes to like Asians, I mean, not white. It's like, damn, it hits them pretty hard. Hits them like a train. But then again, at the same time, depending on the ecosystem, of course, they really only need to be good looking in the young ages just so they have a time period just to get pregnant. And then once they get pregnant, they don't need to look pretty anymore. It's done. Their job's done. Just depends on the ecosystem, but technically, you only need to be looking pretty for your young ages until you get pregnant. Once you get pregnant, the job's done. Now you need to go into mother mode and look after the kid. No time to be in a dress. No time for makeup. Look after the kid. That's the ecosystem. Really, just depends. It it's really hard to talk about because it really depends on the ecosystem we're talking about. And even I don't even know what ecosystem we're talking about because there's so many. There's no pinpoint ecosystem to talk about, so it's pretty difficult to really mention. What I do know is we're walking at half speed, and the joints are feeling normal, which is good. It means that we're quite close to running again, or who knows, maybe walking at this speed's better. I see. Oh yeah, when it comes to the Ark world, I'm really considering just ending it. I really don't see ourselves doing 100 days. Probably because it's just like, to be blunt about it, it's boring. I already completed the game, technically. In my eyes, I've completed the game to a degree. I've got what I wanted. Basically, roll the entire map. Wherever I go, I can kill anything. Only thing is perhaps the ocean, but even if I conquer the ocean, it's like, now what? It's kind of like reminds me of Pokemon. It's like, after a certain while in Pokemon, it's like, you've got the best Pokemon in the area. Any kind of wild Pokemon you face will get one shot. It's kind of like, now what? Perhaps it's time to go to a new region, just like Ash. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it. That's why Ark's been slow. It's been slow for some time now. When I look at the bodies online, on the TV, not TV, but in general, in the mirror, my body type is really like a mix. It's like a mix of like bodybuilding and calisthenics. It's quite interesting because back in the day, my body used to be full bodybuilding. Like back in the day, my muscles were bigger. But if I was bigger, I was fatter. So it's harder to see the muscles. But now in these days, it's like the upper body's super toned. The last is literally just like the belly fat, which is the last part. But we're like a mix. It's like, who's around here? Yesterday at the gym, there was like another guy who had like he was kind of like, he's like thin. No, 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 no. He's not thin. He's toned, right? But like small. Like not small, but like, I don't even know how to say it. It was like the man's like super toned, right? Like super toned, but he's like small. Like as in like his waist is like kind of like a girl, but he's like toned and like built. But he's like grabbable. He's like, you just grab him. Like his waist is like small. His legs are small, and he's like toned, but like he's like small, so I can grab him. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Everyone's body type is different. Like he's like lean and toned, but he's like small. I guess at the same time, in a different POV, someone can say that exact same thing to me. Not gonna lie, straight up, someone else who's taller than me can literally just say the exact same thing as me to me. They'll be like, "Hey, he's built, but he's small," and they're probably like, "Yeah, technically that's true." So POV difference. Someone can say the exact same thing to me. It feels kind of nice walking at this speed after a long time of walking slow. Of course, it's not very hard compared to running, because obviously running we won't even have a chance to talk. But we are simulating a run to a degree. Of course, we're not fully simulating it because I would take the headphones off. I would also, I mean, we didn't drink much of the water because that's protocol right there. Because when we're running, we can't even drink anyway. So, yep, breathe with our nose, swing our arms so we don't hold the rails. Have the towel behind our neck. Yeah, that's really about it. Did we even talk about anything yesterday? Not really. Wait, what's better? Having a fist or having. I actually don't even know what's better. This feels like cutting through air a lot easier though. You can feel the air cutting. This one feels like resistance. That reminds me of a person I used to know back in the day. His running style would be something really funny. I don't know what it was though. I can't remember. All I know is that there's like a core memory of like, the boys chilling under the tree, right? And then like you'll see this one of the mates. He runs really interesting, and it's always so funny. I can't remember that. He runs like this, but like super like he's like this. He's like his hands go all the way to his face. I can't remember exactly, but all I know is that it was really funny. I remember everyone laughing whenever he ran, and he had like the unique kind of style running. I remember that. His strategy was probably smart though. He was like cutting through the air so fast. Plus, he was really fast as well. But whatever. Anyways, I guess we'll stick to a fist because that's what I like. I think. Who knows? All right. Well, there you go. Workout done. So the summary is what, 30 something minutes? So basically we just did 5.5 speed. Well, we did 5 speed for like the first 2 minutes, and then 5.5. So yeah, 3 is 34 minutes, and distance is 3, which is 5 kms. We basically walked. I guess this time it wasn't really a walk, it was more like a speed walk. Which also reminds me, back in the day we would also speed walk, because I hated being in a convoy. That's what I called it, the convoy. But it wasn't even like a convoy, because convoy is like you and people you know. It's more of just like a train, a snake. That man's asleep. It's alright. Been there before. Been there before. I have been there before. I've fallen asleep in the gyms many times. Is there anything else to talk about? Nope. But now I need to drink double the water because we didn't drink much water at all. Yeah, so that was nothing to really talk about there. It was just simple stuff. It was 5.5 speed, so half of what the running is. Alright, whatever. If you're wondering why I stopped using the ab machine as a stretcher, it's because someone moved it so close to the stair thing that I can't even fit. So yeah, we're back to here for now. They moved the ab thing, so I really can't stretch there anymore because there's no room. Well, my apologies, I completely forgot to warn you guys I was gonna go dark. It's alright. It's not like I talk during stretching anyways. Alright. Look at that, it's already set up for us. Isn't that lovely? Already set up for us. Now for the leg press, I usually make deep blue a bit shorter because we don't really move from our spot. We kind of just stay seated until it's done. Golden now is looking a lot better today as well. Huh. Matter of fact, it's literally one digit again. Strange, huh? It's because when I arrived here, there were like 10 plus cars. But I mean, it was just kind of the same gang of Asians that just chill in the morning here. Except since we're in the Kari area, no one really sees us. No one's near us. And by the time we're finished, they're already gone. That's why it's golden hour for us, because it's perfect. We get this place to ourselves, basically. Yeah, my legs have gotten smaller. It's kind of interesting. I guess the treadmill really does make your legs smaller. I think my legs are actually smaller though. They're not as big as they used to be, but technically because back in the day, our leg regime was a lot different. It was purely on just heavy, heavy weight. Oh, drank the water too fast. Yeah, that water was drinking a bit too fast. Not gonna lie. I wasn't even thinking, I was just drinking. Dude, these shorts always, like, just show so much of my leg. It's alright though. I don't even, yeah. Okay, now we can drink the water. Oh yeah, the water's done. Perhaps it's time to put an extra weight on. It's been a while. You know, one thing I don't really talk about much is that the gym's actually so dirty, but I'm just immune. I just don't think about it. I'm immune to it. Like, I'm not like a germaphobe. I just kind of accept it. There's no light without dark. And then plus I'm immune anyways. Self-belief or, belief. I'm immune. Okay. We are making progress. Sometimes when the gym music stops, the entire gym's quiet except for the fans. Same thing at a different gym. There's like a period where the music gets cut off. When I was younger, they used to be scary, but no, not really. Matter of fact, at a different gym, actually when I was younger, at a different gym, I was like super alone. It was like super quiet. It was just me there, and then the music stopped, and I remembered I was like at the deadlift area. I was like, damn, because it was like at the other gym, the music cuts off at 3 a.m., like a straight up 3 a.m. golden hour. So who cares? And look, the music's already back. It just goes off for like 1 to 2 minutes, and that's it. No, there's no topic to talk about. Not sure what we should do. I think we're gonna go straight towards the probably just hip thrust, right? We did it last time though. I mean, yeah, we did it last time, but it's kind of the most functional one though. Not gonna lie. It is the most leg press is no. Hip thrust is one of the most functional ones. Not gonna lie. It really is just one of the most functional ones. Plus, how often would we even get to use this machine? Not very often. So why not? I like this one though. This is really good. Now you know the drill. We don't do heavyweight. We do lightweight because technically, functionality wise, you know, you're not actually going to be hip thrusting that heavy. Well, at least I don't intend to. If you guys do, I don't really care. Your choice. But yeah, hip thrust is always back in. It was something we never did back in the day. But now it's got purpose and meaning because it's actually functional wise. Still got to finish the water. Oh my goodness, super delayed in the water. But nearly done the water. And of course, we're gonna go check our weight later on as well. Really, it's just nothing else to talk about. Hip thrust is pretty standard protocol now, you know. There really is just nothing to talk about, huh? There's nothing. Can't think of any interesting topics that we could delve into today. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday, did some more framework testing. I did a tiny bit of ARC, but really struggling to find something to do in ARC. Honestly, I'm thinking of just finally having a good base. As much as I want to destroy the redwoods, I really can't because the trees are unbreakable. Maybe I've got 32 weight now. Can't think of anything interesting to talk about. I think the water's done, by the way. Alright, cool. Oh, the glutes actually kind of hurt now. Oh well. Gonna go back on 25 weight. Anyways, we can go check our weight now. I don't even know how heavy we are. I would assume I don't know, yesterday's volume slash weight wasn't that big, was it? I don't think it was. We didn't really eat anything heavy. Actually, no, we did eat rice yesterday. Like 100 grams of rice. Kinda, kinda knew that would happen, but look, 60, 67.8. So we really are just fluctuating again and again. I've already said it before, you know, it's just like 67, 68, 69. So we're kind of ranging around 67.8 to 78, somewhere around that. Matter of fact, I think it's because we ate that dessert in the morning. That dessert is like very little weight, but crazy calories. Just crazy calories. But again, I don't really like the dessert. Honestly, as much as dessert is like tasty, oats still better. In general, oats are still better because they have at least more nutritional kind of, or like the muesli is more better because it's got nuts and like actual grains. You know, the tiramisu thing literally had just sugar. Back at 25 kgs, and you know what to do. We just kind of just spam it. Basically, how you do it in real life. Just spam it. And then next week you do. What do I want to do next? Yeah, we'll do Nordic hamstrings. I was gonna do that glute machine, but nah, Nordic hamstrings. So leg press for the quads, hip thrust for the glutes, and then Nordic hamstrings for mobility or something. Well, hamstrings, I guess. All right, cool, cool. There's really nothing to say. As much as I hate the gym music, the recent songs playing in the gym right now are pretty based. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Hey, stereo. What was that? The stereo song. My Heart's a Stereo. And then now they're playing the Creeper song. Sorry, it's not the Creeper song, but I only know it as the Creeper song. Creepers. Oh man, but it's like the normal version. Sorry, I only know the Creeper version. You know, Creepers? Oh man, banger song, banger song, just banger song. What the hell? Oh, that's why. This goddamn cap is poking my thing. I was wondering why my right thigh was injured. It's because the bottle cap was poking it. Hmm. It's just like, okay, if we're talking about the Arc series right now, there's no way to move there's no point of moving moving the base around because our base location, Redwoods River, just seems like the best. Got wood nearby, got stone, got metal. You got a volcano with the crystals and obsidian. What else could a man need? You got water, fresh water. Only thing I guess we should probably do is like a sheep farm, fish farm. But do I really need it? Why don't I just make a big preserving bin and just murder like a megalodon? Well, I know the Arc series has like bosses, right? But just just can't think of anything. Well, matter of fact, there is stuff I'm thinking. I'm literally just thinking about the Arc series because like I really just can't find anything else to do in the game. Anything that isn't, I don't know. Perhaps it's about time we start editing the series. I'm gonna go lightweight on the carbs because just to protect the ankle, just in case. For the Arc series, it really is just like it's all about it's all about the acceleration, never the actual velocity or whatever. I mean, that's just life, isn't it? It's like first time doing things in Arc. It's like, wow, this is so good, such a good game. But then, you hit a certain point. It's like, the acceleration part's over. Now it's like, oh, well, now what? And you go find new things to conquer, which means I'm gonna have to spend some real life money and buy the Arc expansions. I guess that's what we're gonna do. Sounds about right to me, to be honest. Sounds about right to me. Might just have to start buying expansions because conquered, it's conquered, it's done. It's time to find something new. I guess that's what happens with warlords and basic human things, right? It's like, you know, now what? Now we gotta go find something new. That's how humans work. That's exactly how humans work. And that's a perfect example in Arc. I was like, oh, well, done all that. Now what? Let's go find something new. That's exact. Hold on. I don't need to. That's exactly what every single warlord or every single leader said. Once they conquered a village or town, it's like, cool, we conquered a village and town. Now what? And then they just go conquer something new. It's like it's like it is what it is. That's what Arc is looking like right now. We seriously might not finish 80 days. It's kind of just like, oh, now what? That's literally just yeah. I mean, I'm just repeating myself here, but that's the exact same in life. It's like after your dopamine, it's like done. You find something new. It's like, oh, okay, cool, done. Raided the village, done. Let's go raid the next village. Let's go raid the next country. Let's get more power. That's exactly what we're gonna do in the future as well. Once we conquer a planet, it's gonna be like, now what? Well, what do you mean now what? Let's go find another planet. We're not. That's humans right there. Once I've collected the resources from a spot, they move on to newer things. Straight up just humans right there, life. Because like imagine in the future we conquer a planet, right? It's like oh, we conquered a planet. Now what? Because if all the humans were in line of taking over their planet, right? Well, oh yeah, let's take over it. Once we take over, it's like, oh, now what? And then they just go find something new. And guess what? That's exactly what happened with humans. Like right now, you know, that's exactly what happened with humans right now. Humans conquered every single animal on the planet. Now what? Just now what? And then they just turn on each other because there's no other enemy to find. So they just turn on each other, which is why you have wars and stuff because it's like now what? Oh, that guy's kind of annoying. Okay, let's go fight him. Then. That's exactly how humans work. So that's why since there's no common enemy anymore, humans just turn on each other for now. That will change later, but for now we just gotta accept that they'll turn on each other. You know, it's just simple, really simple, simple logic. Once you conquer, it's like now what? You know. That's why content creators and gamers they're hooked. They're hooked onto the things because they're like once they're done now what? You know. And of course, as you get further progress into the content creation, and you get a lot of you get a lot more power, fame, and influence and money. You can start building most things. Example is look at Markiplier. I mean, hey, shout out to Markiplier, man. He did all these gaming videos and like his YouTube career, and now he literally has the funds to create a movie, and he created a movie. He even acted in it as well. So good on him. Uh, it's once you have more money, you can get more people, and you can do more things. You just got to start from the bottom, the acceleration. Just got to start from the acceleration. You have more funds, you could do more things. Because you know what money is? I mean, Sensei uses money as freedom. I think of, I mean, to a degree, yes, but at the same time, money is just the power, and no, money is just the time and energy of another human. So when you have a lot of money, you can just, hire people to do stuff for you. That's basically that's how it works. That is just how it works. It's kind of like how do I say it? You just slowly build the empire. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it again. No, today wasn't very talkative. I guess near the end we talked, but besides that, though, that's really it. Maybe some Mr. Nightmare. Can't give my word. I cannot give my word.